Hey guys, welcome back to another tutorial. In this tutorial I'm going to be starting a new series called HTML development, similar to the JavaScript development series, but this is about HTML instead of JavaScript. So yeah, I'm just going to create a new file or new folder here, and in this tutorial I'm actually going to be talking about how to add divs in HTML. So a really simple topic, but also like really important because divs are like the most important part of HTML. So let's just go to here, create a new body, and then that should be all we need, and then we should be able to go here, reload that, and we have it here. So to create a div is pretty simple. We can just create a div like this, and then we can actually give it an ID and then access it in CSS like this. So let's just give this div an ID. If we don't give an ID, then we can't really access it, or we could just give it a style, inline style like this, but that's not that good. So one thing you'll notice is that if we give this, let's just give it a style of ID equals div1, and I'm just going to call this div1. One thing you'll notice is that if we actually change this background color, nothing actually appears here, because the reason for that is we haven't specified a width or height, and we also haven't put any content inside of this. So you'll see if I put some content inside of this, like this is inside the div, then you can see, oh, what have I done here? Oh, I forgot to change that one. Let me just get rid of this content. So yeah, you can see that there's nothing there, but when we add content, it actually comes up, and then the div actually only fills up to where the content is here. So let me just make this a little bit smaller, and yeah, so you can see that until you actually add content, the div is only gonna be the size of content inside of it, but you can actually change that. So let's remove this content, and then let's actually just specify a width and height. So I'm gonna go over to here, and we can actually specify width and height as 100% and 100%, and this will actually make it fill up the entire screen. And you'll notice that it's got this border around it, and that's just the body's margin. So yeah, we can just leave that there. Oh, it's not too important. And then to add another div inside of this, let's just go inside of here, add another div, and let's just call this div and give it an ID of div2. I'm just going to create a new thing here and give this a background color of, let's just have sky blue. So you can see there's no content once again. If I add some content, let's call it content, and then run this again, you can see that it actually appears up there just like that, and you can see by default it's taken up the entire width, and we can actually change that again. So if we go over to here and change the width and height to 100% again, you'll see it takes up the whole of this. But one thing you'll notice is if I specify a height of 50%, that's actually only going to take up 50% of this div, and it might not be like really recognizable when it's like this, but if we have some nested divs, so let's just do this and add another div, give us an ID of 3, and I'll just copy this over and have something like line, and you can see that the height of 50% actually only applies to its surrounding container rather than the entire body. So that's something to be aware of. If you want it to apply to the entire body, then instead of percent you can use something like view height, and that makes it the entire body. But yeah, so that's another thing to be wary of. And then some other things are the box model of this thing here. I've talked about that in a previous video, so I'm not going to talk about that here. But yeah, you should just be aware of this, since it's really important when it comes to laying out your elements. So yeah, that was the basic div video. I just explained how to add divs and how nested divs work. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the future tutorial. Bye.